Before we can resolve conflict, we first have to understand conflict. And being in conflict is a part of human nature. I'm in conflict inside my head daily. And if we're with another person in the same room long enough, there's probably a little bit of conflict. Conflicts emerge naturally because we all have different ways of being in the world, and we have different worldviews, and we say things that can be interpreted in lots of different ways. And so this is a framework for you to understand what is causing this conflict within me or between me and another person. This is important because conflict needs to be resolved in a healthy way. You can either avoid conflict, in which case it usually grows, or you can become resentful or passive aggressive about an issue that you know has been bothering you, but you simply didn't want to step into being uncomfortable enough with to explore. Or you can lean into conflict aggressively, and you can actually use your energy to overpower people with too much adversity. In the middle is a healthy balance. And so this is a model for understanding how to have healthy conflict with someone that you would like to be in a relationship with over a long period of time. Let me walk you through the 6 steps. Our suggestion is that you begin by journaling this out for yourself. A lot of clarity can come from just walking through the clearing model and seeing for yourself what's really going on. So the first step is to write down, what are the facts of this situation? What are the specific, observable, objective, if you had a video camera recording a situation and multiple people were watching that recording, they would all say those were facts. Those were things that were done or said, and you can document them. So write down, what are the facts of this situation? The second step is to begin to parse from those facts, what is my story about those facts? Your story is the narrative that you make up in your mind. It's your filter, your interpreter, how you are translating those facts into meaning. Oftentimes, they're completely different. The facts are just an event happened, period. The story is, oh my gosh, this is what it all means, and this is how I'm interpreting it, and I'm now caught up in the drama of my own interpretation of that situation. It's my judgment of what happened. So separate those two things. The third is to write down my emotions. How does it make me feel? Oftentimes, if you really look at what's going on, it's not so much even the facts themselves or even the story you made up, but this emotion that I'm caught up in. And I can't even explain the emotion, but it's overwhelming me. And so I'm sure the facts are true, and I'm sure my story is true. So discern from these your emotions and your feelings of what's really coming up for you. Now, fourth, try to locate this feeling somewhere in your body. I found that if you can identify, where in my body somatically am I feeling this? Where is this story coming out for me? Is it tightness? Is it intensity? Is it in my brow? Is it in my stomach? Am I feeling, an agitation or maybe a fear? Identify it in your body because it makes it real for you, and you can locate it and you can bring it into the moment right now. Step 5. What is my part in creating this situation? If you were there and another person was there, you both had something to do with creating this. Maybe there were things you did that you weren't aware of that caused this to happen, or maybe there were things you could have done already to take action to avoid this situation. When we're dealing with people that have a lot of power over us, this doesn't mean that the situation is your fault. This doesn't mean that the situation is something that maybe you didn't have any control over. But how you respond to this situation, or how you interpret, or how you might change the situation proactively, those are all things within your control. So write down, what is my part in creating this situation? And finally, step 6, the last step. What would you like to have happen? What do you want? Oftentimes, when people write down what they want, the first thing that comes to mind is an action. It's a resolution of the problem. And that may be very true for you. So write that down. But also ask yourself, what do I really want emotionally? Perhaps there's something going on underneath the surface that is your real need, more than just the outcome that you're looking for. All right? So once you've written all these down in your journal, you've now taken a situation, you've broken it into 6 pieces, you step back and you reflect on it. If you feel like this is something that now you'd like to clear with another person, perhaps this is somebody outside of forum, or perhaps this is someone in forum that you actually have had some conflict with in your dialogue inside forum. If forum is going to be a safe place for us to have uncomfortable conversations, which we hope it is, then you need a tool like this so that as conflict emerges, you can have a special forum, pull up this agenda, drop in, and walk through it together. And so if you're going to clear an issue, it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to resolve it, but if you're going to clear it, get it off your chest, the idea is that what you want is the other person to listen. And what they want is for you to listen to them. So you'll walk through this with another person who also understands the 6 steps and understands the framework using something like this. You'll begin by saying, your relationship is important to me. If not, I wouldn't be investing in it like this. And I care enough about you that I would appreciate the chance to share something with you that's come up for me. And this thing is causing me a lot of conflict, and I don't want to carry it around, and I don't want there to be any resistance in my relationship with you. I'd like it to be open and clean. I'd like to hold you with my highest self. And right now I'm resisting a little bit being fully present with you. And so if you would do me the favor, I would appreciate if you would hold a space for me and let me share with you these 6 steps. And as I do, at the end, I'd like you to repeat back to me what you heard me say. So I'm going to say, thank you for this opportunity to share with you what's been bothering me. The facts are, and I'm going to share with you the facts. The story that I make up is, I'm going to share with you my story. The emotions I feel are, I'll share with you the emotions. The way I feel in my body and where I locate it, I'll share that with you. How I could be creating this, I'm sure I played a part, and here are all the different ways that I could have created this. And then finally, step 6, what I really want. After I share it with you, you'll listen, and then you'll repeat back to me, step by step, exactly what you heard. What I found from my own experience is that by the time I get to step 5, and I'm really honestly reflecting with myself on how I might have created this, I often don't even need to go clear with the other person. And certainly by the time I get to step 6 of what I really want emotionally, I'm much more clear on what's going on for me than if I just reacted out of anger from my conflict, from my pain body. So journal it. If you need to, invite someone to walk through it with you, share it, and then let it sit. It could be that the person you're sharing it with is going to want to clear back with you as well. Our suggestion is to give that a little space, let it sit so that both people are really deeply listening to the other. If you ask the other person to react back and clear back with you immediately, our experience is that it feels like they weren't really listening. They were simply reloading and getting ready to tell you why you were wrong. So just listen, receive, use empathy, try not to feel defensive, breathe, and then after some time has passed, you can come back together to discuss how you want to resolve it.